Hey, yeah, what's up? This is Disciple Marcello Kearns Rain back up in this anti-Illuminati all day. You know what it is. All right, so this video right here is gonna be basically to the white American woman. Yeah, because we always talking about what the white man did. You know, all these leaders are always talking about what the white man did. You know what I'm saying? They always saying the white man this, the white man that. But what about the white woman? What was her position during slavery times? What was her position during when all this was going down, all this racism was going down? What has been her position when she see these crazy laws that's been put out into the public? Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's just talk about the white woman tonight. That's what we're gonna do. Okay? And this is not racist. You know what I'm saying? This is just factual. This is keeping it. This is my take on it. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, I'm gonna say this is my take on it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's start from the slavery days. From the slavery days, you just sat back and watched while your husband beat slaves, destroy slaves, make them kill their mother, and made them have sex with their mother. You sat back and watched. You sat back and watched your husband and his brothers and cousins act like wild hyenas. You sat back and watched them act like wild hyenas and wild animals devouring black individuals that came from Africa. You sat back and watched. Yeah. And you said nothing. Because in my opinion, you was a kept woman. You was a kept woman. So you that's all you cared about. You cared about just being a kept woman, getting what you wanted, you know, and living that lavish lifestyle. Even from slavery, you was living great, comfortable. You was in a new land, and you could care less about the slaves. You just sitting up there smiling, trying to ignore it. Because you're a woman. Women are naturally compassionate, emotional. So what you was doing was trying to ignore it while and sit high in the lands and look around and look at the mountains and smile. That's what you was doing. You was looking at the mountains and smiling, ignoring the slaves being beaten and destroyed. That's what you was doing. And see, what people don't want to acknowledge this dynamic of what the white woman was doing. Nobody wants to acknowledge this. The white woman in America she is the furthest from all of this. And she's been the furthest from all of this, the farthest from all of this from the very beginning. From the very beginning of being here in America, the white woman has been the farthest away from this situation. Yes, you have. The white woman doesn't have to work with black people out in America. And that's even up to date now. She doesn't have to interact with black people. The white man may have a corporation where he has blacks working on the lower levels of his business and company. So he has to go and see what they're doing. He has to go see the labor. And he's always been foreseeing the labor of blacks over his corporations. See, the white woman didn't have to do that. She just sat back, and like I said, she was a kept woman. So all she did was sit back. So she is the one out of the society that has interacted with us the less. The white man had to be the overseer, like I said, over the labor that has been going on in America. So he's been watching the black man, interacting with the black man, communicating with the black man more. The white woman didn't say nothing during slavery. She sat back and watched. And she still up to this day doesn't have to interact with the blacks. She doesn't have to. She can be a secretary when she has to, and she doesn't have to go out to the work. Let's just say it's a corporation of business. She could be the secretary. She ain't got to go out in the back where the guys are working. All she doing is answering calls. That's all she doing. Look at the positions that the white woman holds in America. Look at the positions. They're away from black labor. Do you see white women interacting with black men working? I mean, these days, okay, at a warehouse, you might see a white woman, But I'm talking about, I'm not talking about literal. I'm talking about on the average. That's what I'm talking about. On the average, you do not see the white woman interacting with the blacks, with African Americans. She is the furthest. If this was a country, she would be the farthest country away from Africa. She is the one type, being a woman and being white, she is the farthest away from black people. You are more likely to see a white man in the hood than a white woman in the hood. A white man may be going in the hood trying to sell some type of insurance, life insurance, some kind of stuff like that. You are more likely to see that and not to see a white woman in the hood. I know I'm right. Okay, so let's continue. Now, here's the problem. You the whole time during slavery, even up to now, with all these laws and all these things, even with Donald Trump's wife being the white woman, she's a perfect example. You could have stopped the foolishness. That's your husband. All you gotta do, you know how to talk to your husband when you want to persuade him to do something. You know half of these women are smarter than men anyway. And you know the power that a woman has over a man. You know this. You know this. So a white woman can talk and persuade her husband. Honey, don't be doing that. Don't be doing this. Don't be like that to the blacks. Don't be doing this. And you're beautiful and you got that body and you could put that, and I'm just being, we're all adults. You can make love to your husband and pull him out of that foolishness. You could have used your beauty and your sexuality to persuade your white husband to be a better man towards black people. Yeah. Even Donald Trump's wife could have put that sex on him and could have used her beauty to make him a better man towards black people. Come on now. I'm not talking about deception. I'm talking about showing your husband beauty and pleasure and showing him the way to go. Just turning them with your beauty, turning them with your pleasure, and using that. You do it anyway. All women do it. You use your beauty and your pleasure to ease your husband in that right position. Yes, you do. Come on now. You know when it's time to turn up. You know when you need to get something. All y'all women finna get in the mood to turn it up anyway. It's the holidays. Y'all finna turn up. It's gonna be more meals. It's gonna be more heels. You're gonna be cooking more meals and wearing more heels. It's the holidays. You finna turn up. You ain't finna be around there stanking. You ain't finna be around the house stanking. You finna turn up. You gonna be looking good when it ain't no need to. Because you know what time it is. You know what time, you know what you need to do to get what you need. You know what I'm saying? You know when it's time to show your husband what he got. You don't need no assistance with that. So you are persuasive by nature. You know, you have been built with beauty and charm naturally because you don't have physical strength. And what you gonna do? How you gonna get someone to do anything for you or do things that you want them to do? Through your beauty of physically and internally, and through your charm as a woman. Whether this is how it's done. Okay? So you didn't use any of your beauty, any of your charm, any of your turn up to change your husband's wicked ways. You could have put on that nice suit that you turn up with anyway. You know the turn up outfit. And talk to your husband and say, you know, you should just be a little more nicer to them black people, you know. Once you go, I'm gonna go run your bath water and I'll be back. You know how to do. Now he's sitting there with his dumb self thinking about it. Yeah, I could be nicer. The persuasion of a woman has never been underestimated. Let me say that again. The persuasion of a woman has never been underestimated. None of us underestimate the persuasion of a woman. A woman can persuade many things to happen and not happen. Okay? And I always say, if you got the heart of the queen, you have the heart of the king in any situation. If you have the heart of the queen, you will eventually have the heart of the king. But we never had the heart of the queen. That's the problem. We never had the heart of the queen. We never had the heart of the white queen. All she cared about was riding high in the lands and being kept as a woman. That's all she's cared about. Because there's no way you can tell me, as a man that has been with many women, that you could not persuade him to be a better person towards black people. There's no way you can tell me. There's no way you can tell me that. Because I've dated many women. I've studied many women. I've seen women get what they want. You understand? Even for me. And so there's no way you can tell me and sit here and tell me that even over time that you could not persuade him. You could not persuade him to treat black African Americans better. You didn't care about it. It's not something you care about. Like I said, all you care about is the turn up. What you about to get next. You know what I'm saying? That's all you care about. Watch white women. Watch what they think about and talk about. All they talk about was the clothes that's coming out next. Look at them. The clothes that's coming out next. All the things that like a kept woman, because they know they're gonna get it. So all they care about is what's coming out next. Cars, perfume, anything. So during all those decades, when black people was getting beat down, all you was worrying about was the next decade, what the next decade was going to bring to America. What was going to happen next in America? While we getting beat down, you worried about what new jackets about to come out. I'm just pointing a picture to you people. Because you act like this is stuff you don't think about. You don't think about the white woman's position in the situation of slavery. You don't think about that. All you thought about the whole time, a million times, is the slave master. And you never thought about the slave master's wife and the power and the charm she had to persuade him to be a better man. Even these cops' wives. You too. Because I know you know how he think. He's saying all kind of crazy stuff about black people. Before he shot one, I guarantee you, half of these cops that shot somebody, they've been sitting back home pillow talking about black people like animals. Having pillow talk with their wives, talking crazy and everything. Man, you know I'm right, man. You know, I know it's a hard job I got, but I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do this. I gotta dismantle all the foolishness that's here in America, all this circus clown foolishness. Because you ain't gonna do it. Nobody wants to be this guy. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do. Because there's no way you can tell me that a white woman could have not persuaded with her beauty. You can't deny she's beautiful now. For all you people, for all you Americans, all women of America have tried to master the beauty of a white woman. Come on now. If it ain't from the what I got a name, the lipstick. Come on now. Lipstick really was with white women. That's a white woman thing. Come on now. Makeup, that's kind of a white woman thing. Okay? Okay. The blonde hair, much as women want to say, they're comfortable with being black. Then why you got your hair blonde like a white woman? I'm just keeping it 100. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that. Some people just like color and that's what it is. But the origin in a lot of people, let me put it like this. The origin of the whole hair color situation, especially with blonde, it was taken from the white woman. You got to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? Why everybody talking about they don't want to be a white woman. Okay, you got all kind of contacts in your eyes. You got all kind of blonde in your hair. You got blue contacts. You got green contacts. All colors of the white woman eyes. Let me put it like this. This is the better way to say it. Every race of woman emulates the white woman in some form of fashion. I don't care what you're talking about. Puerto Rican, Mexican, white, black, even Asian. In some place, you will see some of those women. You will see women from each of the races emulate a white woman. While y'all sitting up there talking about they want to be like you. Okay? She is beautiful, indeed. I'm not saying she's not. I'm not denying it. Our women show us that she's beautiful because y'all emulate the white woman. Yes, you do. A lot of y'all do. Some of y'all don't. Some of y'all do color for different reasons. Some of y'all do this and that for different reasons. But there are many, 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 many women that emulate the white woman. And with her beauty and level of beauty, she never persuaded her husband that would do anything for her to be better towards black people. Now tell me where you heard this at. You ever heard this in a book? Any of your favorite preachers and ministers talk about this? Just admit it. I'm telling you stuff that you don't know. I'm telling you stuff that you're not thinking about. This is my job. I'm trying to show you things as they really are, because a lot of y'all are simple. So I got to do a lot of thinking for you. I got to do a lot of teaching where there's thinking that you didn't do. And you did not think about the white woman and how she could, how with her level of beauty, that beauty, right? She couldn't persuade her husband that looked 10 times less attractive than she did. She couldn't persuade somebody 10 times less attractive than her to treat black people better. With that beautiful body, that vanilla delight with honey on top, she could not persuade her husband to be a better person towards black people over the decades. At no time has she been successful at doing this. Even up until the point with Donald Trump. That's a relevant example. You see how beautiful she is? You can't say she ugly now. She might not be your type per se, but you cannot really say that's an ugly woman. And yet, did she seem concerned about black people? Did she seem concerned about black people's well-being? Did it seem that she persuaded Donald Trump to be better towards black people? Or even a better, in his case, did she even persuade him to be a better person? Beautiful as she is now, some women would pride themselves on being able to make their husband a better man. She didn't pride herself on that. Obviously not, because he didn't become a better man. So what did she pride herself on? You didn't make him a better man. He's not a better man. He is no better than when he first went in that White House. Not to us. Not how he treat us. So all she probably was doing was what I said. Being a kept woman. She's the woman, the first lady. That's all that's all she interested in. What lies ahead for the first lady. That's a perfect example. I'm trying to show you. There's no way in the world the beauty of white women could not persuade white men from the slavery times to now to be better men. They wasn't concerned with it. The white women were not concerned with it. They were concerned with being kept. And they were being woed and awed with all the money and the fame and everything they was getting. Put yourself in their shoes. This has been a new country. This is still fairly a new country. Just imagine when they first got started. All this new land and places they never seen and putting buildings up. You think they was worrying about black people? You think the white woman was worried about black people when her husband was literally making a new world? Building buildings in Manhattan, building buildings in Chicago. You think she was worried about you? She obviously was not. She was worried about, she was loving being swept off her feet. Her husband was building a new world. The white man was building a new country, literally. She wasn't thinking about you. And you got to acknowledge that. Because see now, a lot of people look back and you might look at her like, a lot of black men now, you want to be with a white woman. You know what I'm saying? And you don't look at the history. I'm not saying don't date them. I'm not saying that. But you don't look at the history. You don't look at how they have sat back and said nothing for your race over the years. And even you might be dating one that has ignored your people present day now. And you think you and her got something special, and she been ignoring your people. You don't know about it because she ain't told you all the stories. How she ignored all those guys when they could have got more money, when she could have got them raises where she was working at. But now you got it. You think you got something going on, but she ignored your people. I'm sorry, man. I got to do it, man. I got to help you see it for what it is, not what you think it is. And there's no way, and I can't stress this enough, there's no way in the world you can sit up and feed me some foolishness that the white woman just could not persuade her husband over the years. You can't, I'm not going to believe that. I cannot believe that. Yeah. So I'm probably going to do some more parts on this in the future because I feel like I want to give examples. I want to give more examples. I gave you Donald Trump example. I mean, that's a perfect example. His wife didn't persuade him to be a better person towards black people. Not at all, really. If she had efforts, it didn't work. And beautiful as she is, come on now, she didn't apply herself. She did not apply herself. And many white women have not applied themselves to make white men better towards black people and the country. They just haven't.